Previously on Oddjobs. Jas and Clover travel from Oddjobs HQ to Clover's apartment using the city's strange interdimensional public transportation system, the Wyrm. When they arrived at Clover's home in common, the two paid Megan, the ornery babysitter, and tried to get some rest. Unfortunately, as she settled down, Jassifer spotted something glinting in an umbrella holder by the door. Slowly, she approached, realizing it was her short sword, the blade she lost after her first death at the hands of the wicked wizard Grimgrave. Consumed with questions, she gripped the blade in awe, suddenly swinging out at the sound that startled her, only to realize after shattering a lamp that this was no sword, but an umbrella, her mind again betraying her. Why was this happening? What was real? Clover's frustration with that outburst was, and after cleaning up the shattered lamp, storing goo in the fridge, can you believe that scamp tried to mind control Clover? The two reconciled and finally got to bed. When morning came, Jassifer finally met the Cotton Bottom clan in full. Edmund, Boone, Felix, Felicia, Gwyneth, Chauncey, and Constance, aka Jinx, eating a nutritional breakfast of Hop-Tarts before setting out onto the day, Jas armed with 5 addresses she could visit to find her new home here in Forever. And that's where we are right now. Now let's make like a butcher ball and roll out! Come on!
Destroy them!
You follow this little group as it pitter-patters down the dead-end street in the District of Common underneath the swirling astral sky towards the nearest Wyrm station. 10 or so minutes of children babbling and hopping around you later, you and Clover find the familiar odd stone opening, this tunnel down into the darkness. Clover and her flock step into the sparkling darkness one by one, and you follow, again feeling the unnerving pulling and pushing sensation as space-time stretches, and you are yanked from behind and pushed into the strange, sparkling chrome transit system of this city.
I don't know if I'm gonna get used to that, Clover.
You look out and you see the bright lights and colors blurring through the windows. The children are all like immediately loudly chattering amongst themselves, and Clover's,
They're just unbothered.
Yeah, they're just like unfazed by this. You have like a
like
nauseous...
an adult, yeah, who gets sick in the car now.
And all the kids are like fine, and you're just like closing your eyes.
How are you guys reading?
Clover is also unbothered as well. She gives a smile and a nod to like this minotaur businessman reading a newspaper who just like snorts and forces a little smile.
What's his deal?
Oh, I don't know.
Who are all these people?
You think I know everybody here?
So do you know all these people?
Why would I know these people?
I know everyone I live with. Lived.
Clover pauses and looks at you and goes, well, you know what? Maybe you will know everybody you live with when you find your new home today.
I don't think I want to know that guy. I point at a guy who's doing something weird on the subway.
He's covered in a blanket, but you're just like, I don't want to look that way anymore.
Is he naked under there?
He's definitely naked under there.
Okay.
She kind of pulls her kids in, and a few moments later, the train slows, and after pressing the button, the doors ding, open, and you walk through the sparkling darkness and are shunted through reality once again to stand inside Grand Wyrm Station. Nothing really eloquent about that, but yeah, not every name can be crazy. The stone walls are lined with countless 60-foot tall and thin tunnels with similar twinkling voids. The masses rush to and fro, the high ceilings sparkling with colorful mosaics displaying the fantastical scenes of this city's history. Glowing arcane lights casting a bright, light, warm glow upon the stone of the strange space. Swept in with the Cotton Bottom clan, Clover turns to you, her kids still chattering as they circle around her legs, and she locks eyes with you, kind of pulling your focus in, her ruby irises sparkling with a bit of mischief. Good luck, gives you a wink, grabs her kids, not missing a beat, and just seamlessly slips into the flow of foot traffic here.
Jassifer stands and lets the bustle of the city go around her and thinks, people don't really wink at me. And then I move on in a random direction, too, because I don't know where I'm going.
You begin to fully wander through this crowd, looking for the archway that will take you where you need to go. You do have, like, vague directions written by Clover, the same way that you or I could give directions in New York, where you're like, I kind of know there's a subway that heads that way. I know that's the station. I know that that's what the neighborhood is like. Wander around there and you'll find it, kind of thing.
Right.
You are literally just like this little piece in this vast sea of people.
Excuse me, do you know where... Excuse me, could you point me to...
Bump, you're hit by someone as they rush by you.
Excuse me.
And they just like raise a hand kind of in apology, but keep going.
Okay, you got this, Jassifer. Oh, yeah. You know where you're going?
You see Goo, like the tiny Goo hand, like strokes his, what you assume would be a chin, and then just points in a random direction.
Better than just standing here.
Give me a intelligence check. It's going to be a DC 12.
Okay.
Goo is going to give you advantage on this as you guys are both navigating here.
Thanks, Goo. Okay, that's a 15.
Dodging swinging appendages of those taller than you, you find yourself eventually standing before one tall archway. You see there's a small subway map next to it, and you are kind of scanning this. You're pretty sure that this is the one, but you just have to now go through it and see what happens on the other side.
So I'm heading to 13 Delver's End, the Depths Common. I read from the little sheet that Clover gave me.
You clock the small sign similar to the one that you had entered through just last night that says the Depths. And you nod to yourself, take a deep breath, and head into the sparkling void. And I need you, since it is morning and it's rush hour, give me a d20 roll.
Wow, kind of crowded. It's 14.
The moment your eyes open, you find yourself upon this chrome subway car plastered with various adverts, a hodgepodge of people and styles, cultures of all kinds mixing. This place really is awe-inspiring. Erdheim was divided. The various intelligent species kept to themselves, nearly or perhaps successfully leading to their downfall at the bony hands of Grimgrave.
Those bony hands.
Those cursed bony hands.
I hear the rattle of his bones in my mind and give a shiver. He just rattles anywhere he goes.
Constantly rattling. So noisy. That's how everyone knew when he was coming.
Grimgrave comes. A rattle comes over the hills.
You can already see the dangers, the systematic issues that are likely going on in the background, but there is something marvelous in this city. There's a camaraderie of sorts. And as you're thinking that, you begin to hear a voice, sweet and soft, singing. If fate was a beautiful maiden, then I'll be her knight till the end. I'll hack and I'll slash till I'm fading, and then I'll go meet my old friend. And you see that across the car, there is this young tiefling woman with sort of pinkish skin and soft white hair who is playing a small mandolin in the corner, just practicing to herself.
I look around at everyone else's faces to see if it's normal to have a show on the Wyrm.
Everyone seems a bit unfazed. You know, a few people do look over and watch her. She has a nice voice, so they listen. But she's not, like, busking, per se. She's not, like, walking through the car with a hat out.
I'm going to lean over to the person next to me and say, you see that person, right? Because I'm worried that it might be hallucination again.
You lean over, sitting beside you is this orcish man who just, like, looks at you. There's tusks and just goes, yeah.
Great news.
He looks at you as any New Yorker would if someone had leaned over and said that to them, and then just goes back to tapping on his scry phone.
Okay. I think Jassifer just sits and continues to listen. Maybe I close my eyes and kind of picture what it was like back in one of my goblin camps, listening to, one of the rare bards that would kind of come through sometime, or sometimes one of the goblins would inexpertly pick up something and diddle a little tune, a story of a battle that we went through. We'd all reminisce and process the trauma.
And as you sit there reminiscing about the trauma,
deeply buried spirit inside of Jassifer.
You're literally like a matryoshka, if that's how it's pronounced. We apologize if it's not. Just a doll, but within a doll within a doll of sadness.
Gob within a gob of sadness.
A gob within a gob.
Cool, none of that touches me.
You continue to just reminisce and listen to her pluck on the strings as the train slows and begins to go to a stop, and you all eventually sway with it as it does, rising from your seats or from wherever someone is holding, heading to the door where ding is pressed and the doors open once more. Everyone heading through the darkness as this tiefling continues to just hum to herself, just
She's staying on the train?
She is staying on the train, and she just keeps playing and thrumming as the doors do that thing where they try and shut as you're standing in them.
Yeah, I think I give her a little nod. Like a thanks.
She gives you a nod as well, and then continues to play as you head through the darkness and are pulled through this void until you appear on the other side.
Okay. Delver's End.
You exit from the Wyrm station into the outer neighborhoods of Common, far further than you've ever been. Clover isn't exactly close to the Endeavor side of the island, not near the anchors that link them, but she is not nearly this deep into the borough. The neighborhood looks a bit rougher, I would say. Streets a bit less cared for, buildings covered in runic graffiti, glyphs that you're not really sure if they're magical or simply decorative. People, working class, rush to work, many of them clearly factory workers, but some of them are wearing mining gear. And as you begin to walk down the street amongst them, you see it kind of curves downward. You realize you're almost at the top of a hill. And as you begin to crest that hill, you see a massive pit, easily thousands and thousands of feet wide, a deep hole into the rock of this asteroid, lights illuminating the paths that spiral downward into the darkness. You scan the horizon and see a series of factories, a sort of city within this city of all the manufacturers, toxic smoke spewing from smokestacks.
Wow, this is nice.
The street you walk down continues down this hill and then circles the pit, and you see the many apartments that line the massive wound in the ground. They kind of look like those thin canal houses of Amsterdam. They line, they're very tight and packed together as they circle this deep hole where so many of these people work.
Goo, do you have any issue with heights?
Goo peers from your armor.
You'll get used to it. I stick them back in.
Just splattered in there. You head down the hill and follow directions towards this pit where 13 Delver's End, the first apartment you plan to visit, is. It takes a little bit of time, but eventually you navigate these streets, passing by a few folks who give you a friendly nod as you go along your way. Closer and closer to this pit, the street begins to curve around the massive mine shaft in the rock. You count the buildings and the numbers until you spot it. The tall, thin canal house, stained by the toxic smoke that spews from the factories around you and tagged with a little spray paint on the lower floors. 13 Delver's End.
Good location.
You head up the stoop stairs where you see...
Yeah, I give a little knock.
Knock on the doors. No one answers, and you look and you see there's a list of, literally so many buttons for the various apartments in here.
Oh, okay. I press them all. Never, ever have I once encountered a door buzzer or virtual doorman or anything, so I'm pressing all the buttons. This could be a trap. I really wish I had Vile with me.
You literally have seen Clover press these, but you've never done it yourself. And as you're just like tapping through all of these, various people are like crackling and responding like,
Delivery?
I didn't order anything.
Let me in.
No. And then like another one, just like this one, like, leave me alone or I'll call the Stellar Sentries. Until finally you hit the one that's labeled 13, which your brain did not necessarily connect in this moment. And you suddenly hear a voice come through. Come in.
Thanks, I'm here for the tour. Oh, he's gone.
The door unlocks and you enter, heading through a small antechamber before another door, which you open to find the old interior of this mine-side apartment. There are 2 old wooden doors on this floor, apartments 10 and 11, and then a set of stairs that goes up, curving around to the next floor and the next and the next and the next. You march up them as soldiers do, finding yourself eventually before apartment 13, the old, scuffed dark wood and brass doorknob, the last barrier between you and your new potential home.
I guess we've got what Clover referred to as a hop-up.
Still a little bit afraid of heights peering from your armor as you look down.
I give a rap on the door. Hi, here for the tour.
You knock and the door opens, revealing a very tired, grumpy-looking plump man wearing a sweat-stained tank top, a tuft of curly white-gray chest hair peeking from the top and sides. His hands are covered in rings, some bejeweled, others just gaudy and gold. You're not really sure if it's plated, real, or just fake, fully fake. But he is just covered in all of this jewelry. He then leans out from it, getting a good look at you. You see shiny, perhaps due to grease, bald spots glinting on his round head, thick forehead coming down over his eyes. He squints at you and goes, Jassifer?
Sure. Jass is fine.
Torga, I own this building. He puts his hand out.
Wow, this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Take care of it myself. Beautiful, beautiful place. He gestures around. You see, like, cracks on the walls of the hallway.
We're talking to a very rich man, Goo.
Tries to nod respectfully. He steps aside and allows you to enter this small, worn apartment. This room is a combination living room kitchen, paint cracked and peeling from water damage, L-shaped counter across the far wall where you see a sink and a stove on the right. An open double doorway leads to the small bedroom where there is the only window of this place. On the left side of the bedroom, you see there's like an open space where you can put a bed, a door to the closet, and then another to the bathroom with a small shower that probably only really would comfortably fit you, though this is not being like marketed as like a small folk apartment necessarily.
Oh, I see, because it's short. I thought you were saying that like 2 people can't shower in it at once. So I was like, well, I guess there won't be a lot of sexy time.
Goo looks at you.
That was an inner thought.
Goo looks at you, and you realize that Goo might be partially aware to some of your thoughts in that moment.
I don't say things out loud on purpose.
Goo looks away from you.
Not room for 2, but there's room for Goo.
Put it on a fucking t-shirt. You see, like, Thorgot walks up next to you. Being close to the pit means you gotta keep an eye out for elementals, but all in all, it's a pretty safe neighborhood because the Stellar Sentry are always watching over the depths.
Oh, why do they do that? Thorgot, you said your name was?
Yeah, Thorgot.
Why do they keep an eye on it?
Because they want to keep the miners safe. Both the people who work there and then the children that live around here. It's so safe, so many children live here.
Safe for miners. Check. I write down safe for miners on the clipping that I have. Just taking notes. Okay, right over the pit. And you got to walk up every time?
Yeah, no elevator. None of that, sorry.
You know, I don't know if I always want to descend a pit, climb stairs, descend stairs, climb a pit. Well, show me the rest.
He walks you through the space. Is there anything you want to check out in particular?
It is, though, we have sent a person who's never had, like, a real house in to inspect a house. I'm just kind of opening cabinets and then like letting them fall shut again, and like they're like kind of like doo 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 doo, and I'm like good close. I check to see if the water's running. I don't think I would like know to check for outlets or kind of anything like that. Maybe is it furnished or
it is
or empty?
Unfurnished. There are some like ceiling lamps and stuff like that, but it's empty other than that.
There's a lot of room to walk around, not much room to sleep or sit.
It's all about how you arrange the apartment, you know what I mean? Feng shui and all that. The positioning, you bring that piece to your life.
What's to arrange? My voice echoes.
As you're saying that and like checking the cabinets and stuff, you open one of them and inside you see a small, probably like 8 inches wide rock.
Oh. Previous tenant forget this? I pick it up.
You look at Thorgot, who kind of seems to be avoiding your gaze.
Okay, I turn the rock over in my hands. Describe to me this rock. Is it black? Is it porous? Is it light?
It is gray, and it is, I would say, like pretty solid feeling, but there is a lightness to it that you weren't expecting necessarily.
Does it look like the like scryphones? Or those aren't like speaking stones, are they?
No, those are like iPhones made of crystal.
They're like high tech. Okay.
Yeah. But this looks like literally like a stone you'd find near a pond.
Does this rock come with the apartment?
You say that and you hear a strange scratching noise.
From inside the rock?
You look around. Give me a perception check.
4.
You aren't really sure what the source of this scratching is, but suddenly the overhead light falls and smashes on the ground before you, narrowly missing your head and leaving a small hole in the ceiling. Thorgot like whips around and goes,
Whoa, you broke that? You might have to buy it then, I think. Probably.
No. Are you kidding me? This place is a dump, I think. I don't know. I haven't really been at a dump or a nice place. I don't know what's nice or not.
Well, then you should know that
this is it.
This is an upscale apartment, actually. This is some good fucking real estate you could find in this neighborhood.
Is anything else like happening? Like, is the place shaking or the light fell?
No shaking, just the light fell.
I think this place might be haunted or something. I politely place the rock back in the cabinet and shut the door a little bit, dust my hands off, and say to Thorgot, unless there's anything else you want to show me.
That's it. That's the place. It's just 8 gold a month. What else can I say?
And as he's like thinking to himself, you are still looking around the place and you look up towards the hole in the ceiling and see 2 tiny glowing amber dots peering through the darkness at you. Your dark vision makes out the shape of another round stone, but underneath it, 2 scrawny legs poking out. Its equally thin arms gripping the other side of the hole as if it had kind of like slipped and was holding itself there looking down at you.
Roommates?
What?
I point up.
Turns and looks.
Shit, geonid infestation. I mean, cockroaches. Yeah, nothing to fear, just really big cockroaches. So, yeah, 8 gold a month. What do you think?
I've got a couple other appointments. I'll be back in touch. I assume that there's not exactly a line out the door to get into this place.
Oh, no, there's incredibly high demand for this place. There's so many people, but you seem like an excellent candidate because of, and he like looks you up and down as you watch these small geonids, these tiny little elementals, begin to crawl out from the openings. One pushes the door of the cabinet and goes, and leaps out at you. I need you to roll initiative.
You're fucking kidding me. 19. Oh, my initiative went up when I took my armor off, I think.
Oh, shit. So you just have your weapon, but no armor on.
Yeah, I didn't put my armor back on this morning. I took it off in my inventory.
Up first is actually going to be the Geonid with a nat 20 on its initiative.
What the fuck?
Because of that, it is basically going to get a surprise round on you. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
And these things are harmless, right?
Yeah, totally harmless. You see, he's like pulling out
a small chisel he starts to swing at them with.
I pull out my hammer. I better not dink this thing because I want to sell it.
That's a 21 to hit you.
What? It hits!
You are actually going to be grappled as it clings onto your face, and then it is going to try and like pull you into like it's grabbing you, trying to like pull you into another cabinet. It slams you on the way down.
No.
This is going to be the actual attack of this round. That is a natural 3. So though you are grappled by this creature, it misses you. You manage to like get a hand up, and goo like slaps at its face a little bit, and it's like
Goo fighting rock. It's not doing much, but it is being annoying and distracting. I'm like trying to shove this thing off of my face as it grabs on.
It is now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try to grapple it back, like suction it off of my face and throw it across the room.
It is going to be a DC 11 athletics or acrobatics check, I'll say.
Oh yeah, that's a 21 for my acrobatics.
You grab this creature and are holding it at arm's length. I mean, like, you're small and it is small. This is like holding a big rock in your hand as you hold it away from its face, and you can't really see its body except for its arms and legs, but they're like scratching out at you like you're holding a kitten.
I'm gonna try and throw it back into the cabinet and then like shove the cabinet door and like lean my weight up against it, trapping it in there.
I'm gonna say that you beat it in this grapple check.
I look at Thorgot. 6 gold.
No, I won't make profit on this thing.
He swings at another Geonid.
6 gold and you replace the fucking chandelier.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh, 17.
All right, fine.
He like takes one of the Geonids and throws it out the window, shattering it.
It was very nice to see the place, and I will let you know my final decision. And I'm gonna nimble escape, bonus action, dash, and I'm just gonna leave Thorgot here to deal with this.
All right, sounds good. This one's gonna try and push out from the cabinet, so just give me an opposed athletics check. Ooh, that's actually a good roll for this. It rolled a 16 plus 1, that's a 17.
Only a 10 for me.
It launches out of the cabinet and grabs onto your back as you and Goo begin to run out of this place and make it down the hallway. That is its turn. It is now your turn.
I look back at the rock thing. Does it seem to be trying to like hurt me?
You see that it is snatching at like, based on your character art at least, you have these like very close to your ear earrings, you know what I mean? Just like small ring.
Yes, confirmed. Yeah, Jassifer's got just some like bits of metal. I think probably the goblins just kind of like adorn themselves with like
various piercings.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it details your rank or something like that.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. I've got a bunch of loops in my ears showing that I'm a captain.
You see that this Geonid is trying to tear at those specifically. At first it just seemed like it was attacking you, but you now see its little eyes are frantically looking at your jewelry, essentially.
Ow, not my ranking. Can I just dig in my pocket? I've got...
Clover gave you some coins. I think she gave you like 10 copper maybe?
Yeah, I'm just gonna toss a copper back behind me and see if it'll chase that down.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
A 13?
That is gonna do it, my friend.
Yes.
DC 11, you toss this copper behind it, and suddenly this creature's attention completely shifts. It looks over towards it and then pushes off you and scampers towards it, and you have a moment to escape.
I actually want to see what it does with the copper. I like walk down a few more steps. I kind of like go around the balustrade, so I'm like under it a little bit, but can kind of like watch from behind the railing. I want to see like, does it consume it or is it hoarding it?
You watch as it goes and then runs off, and you see the others like look towards it as well, and it runs towards the cabinet again as if to like run off. And you think that perhaps it hoards it. Perhaps they just enjoy little small shiny things.
Potentially annoying, but potentially a great place to keep some money safe. If they just keep it in the cabinet, then maybe, you know, it's kind of like a little piggy bank.
You say that as you bolt out of this apartment building.
I just walk calmly. I'm gonna let Thorgot handle those. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just like a minor little, you know, beastie, whatever. I could probably handle something like that, but maybe we'll find something where we don't have to walk up so many stairs.
The two of you head out back into the streets and make your way towards the nearest Wyrm station.
Next, I'm heading to apartment 2, 101 Heroes Way, first ring, Champion's Call. I say that to a random stranger on the street to see if they'll point me in the right direction. I don't know not to not give exact addresses to people. And no, I don't know the cross streets.
You say this to this pale, handsome-looking man with this thick mustache and bald head, and he goes, "That is very interesting. Are you inviting me over?"
If you want to show me the way, you can.
Yes, I would love to show you the way.
Goo, this nice man is gonna show us the way to Champion's Call.
Goo looks at this man and looks at you. Give me an insight check.
13?
This guy's a fucking vampire.
I look him up and down.
It would be lovely to show you to your home and perhaps come in for a cup of tea.
Actually, I forgot I have a lunch I need to get to. Maybe next time, though. And hey, we might be neighbors, so it's nice to meet you, Jassifer. Remember the name.
Giving all your information to this stranger, you head off.
I want to meet him again. He's in the campaign now, Noah.
Holy shit. All right, that gives me enough time to come up with a backstory as you head off towards the Wyrm station.
Lovely to meet you.
You find your way there and enter into the strange, like, pseudo-natural artificial opening of the Wyrm. Give me another d20 roll.
All right. 15.
The ride is uneventful as you find yourself appearing in this subway car, standing holding one of the poles as it rattles along through this cosmic, otherworldly, like, interdimensional space.
I think I'm trying to picture myself living there, and I'm trying to picture where I would live at all. Like, I don't think that I really know exactly the kind of things or furnishings that I like, because me and my peers all lived in... Peers? Do you call my comrades?
Yeah, your comrades. You and your peers. Wait, peers is so wrong. Comrades.
Me and my besties all just kind of lived in, like, identical, like, kind of canvas tent set up with, like, a bigger hall and stuff. So there's never been any kind of, like, room for personalization or decor. But now I'm thinking about the way that Clover had, like, her children's drawings on the fridge, and I'm like, oh, maybe they would lend me a drawing to put if I can have a fridge.
And you're thinking this as eventually the train slows and you see someone hits the button. People begin to file through the dark void.
It's a good thing someone else is always hitting that button for me.
You say to Goo as you warp and feel that pushing and pulling and appear in the chaos that is Wyrm Central Station.
I was gonna say, is it Grand Wyrm Central?
Grand Wyrm Central.
It's like Grand Central, but with Wyrm in the middle.
I think Grand Wyrm Central might be better. What do you think?
I think that's it. Not to write over your world
No,
building.
world build amended. You enter in and find yourself swept into the crowd. Give me another intelligence check.
7.
You waste a bit of time.
I get turned around.
But eventually find yourself standing before a tall archway, doomed alley.
Doomed alley. That sounds promising. Is anyone else walking down that way?
No. Out of all of the chaos and all of the packed archways, you see no one is heading down this one.
Okay. Well, I think I know that Champion's Call is kind of more populated. Goo, I don't know if we're going the right way.
Goo looks at you.
Maybe there'll be another exit up top.
You turn and head back into the crowd. That is going to count as a failure. If you get 2 failures in a row before an appointment, you're going to miss the appointment, and you'll potentially run the risk of running into someone else who might be viewing the building or something like that.
Okay.
So give me another intelligence check.
I love that I have -1 to all these.
Goo is going to help you and give you advantage.
Thank you, Goo. We might miss this one, Goo. That's an 8.
It takes you longer than you would have hoped, but eventually you do find the next archway decorated with a bit of gold. You see that it does have a sign that says Tier 1 Hero's Way, which you begin to gather is perhaps like the name of the main street that loops this entire bottom of the borough. And below it says Champion's Call. You and Goo head in.
Phew.
Give me another d20 roll.
That's a 12 on my d20.
Go ahead and roll a d4.
4.
You find yourself in this subway car, standing up against the closed doors, colorful lights whizzing by. It's not too busy, enough people to like fill the train car, but there are a few open seats. It's no crowd crush with all the people bouncing against you as you sway with the train. As you are taking in your surroundings, you are suddenly hit with a stench that is almost remarkable.
Holy hell.
Very slowly walking step by step towards you, wearing this massive backpack covered in stickers and pins and contraptions that are like whirring and clicking, is this hulking creature with a cloak obscuring its face. It takes up most of the subway car and begins to start like walking through, turning to people and being like, people are like shaking their heads. He continues to walk about, and then eventually he towers over you.
Do you want anything?
Sorry, what?
Do you want anything?
Do I want anything?
Do you want anything?
Do you know where 101 Hero's Way is?
Yeah, you did the train. You headed down there, and then went down the door. And then you're gonna walk just follow the loop, follow the loop, just follow the loop. And you'll get the young Tier 1 there. So you follow the loop, and then you're going to go, and it's gonna be a 101.
That was actually really helpful. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
He just like opens part of his cloak and shows you a bunch of different like gizmos and gadgets and stuff like that.
Ooh, what is that? Does he have maybe like a jailbroken scry phone? I'm kind of in the market for one of those.
He absolutely does. You clock in one of the pockets this smash screen of this janky dimmed scry phone. It literally looks like, you remember Clover's kind of glows a little bit. It's like made from this crystalline material and it like lightly pulses. This one is like dull and flickering and the screen is cracked, and he's like,
How much do you want for it?
How many offer?
3 copper.
give me a persuasion check.
Okay, this is fun. And that one.
3 copper. 3 copper.
Yeah, okay. I hold out 3 copper to him.
You suddenly feel like someone slapped 2 cymbals over your head. You are stunned. No save. You are stunned.
Hey, Robin, yeah, you saw me with this, but 3 copper, that is right there.
Tosses it on the ground in front of you.
His voice is just circling in my mind. Follow the loop. Follow the loop. I'm like walking
Trying
the
to
loop
remember
in
the
my brain.
instructions. There you go.
All right.
He's just like yelling at you in this indiscriminate tone, and then the train slows. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 19.
You
I've been stunned before.
blink and rub your head, and as you do, you are no longer stunned as this being turns away from you and follows after the crowd that leaves the train.
I turn to the person next to me. That guy robbed me.
The person next to you, this little halfling woman, points at the coins on the ground and goes, "Throw it back to you."
Oh. No harm done then. I pick my coins back up.
Do you know how that was?
No. A scry phone salesman.
That was scum. You made a powerful enemy today.
Why did I make an enemy by giving him money in exchange for goods and services?
And this woman just looks at you and nods and goes, "Good luck," and hops and heads off the train.
Wait, do you know where Let's follow the loop, go.
That's crazy that happened. You head out and
What do you mean? What happened?
A natural one with scum.
I know. Who is that?
And losing it, you head out of the odd semi-natural, semi-artificial hole in the ground that is this public transit system into the glamorous district of Champion's Call. Aesthetically similar to the ancient Mediterranean cities of antiquity, you see grand columns and arches made of gold beige stone, the arenas and theaters that make up this entire megastructure that takes up the entire island, rising high above you in multiple tiers. You are currently on the lowest tier, Hero's Way, and you see that the main street circles this asteroid, crowded with folks of all kinds. Some heading to work, others visiting for a battle, a game, or some sort of show, or all three. You wander out. This is indeed Hero's Way, this grand district filled with people who are living either glamorous lifestyles or within the presence of glamour. What's going on in your mind?
I pause and some people bump up against me, and so I walk a few more steps and tuck myself up against the building, and I'm just taking in all of the noise and bustle. I think that such a hectic, kind of frantic part of the city is a little more overwhelming to me, perhaps, but also I am used to being around a lot of people, just not maybe flashy people. So I'm kind of looking at where people are headed and noting what people are wearing, and kind of people getting into like very fancy carriages. And I'm like, Goo, I don't know if this is the place for you and I, but we're gonna have to live somewhere, right? And I don't know about that rock cabinet place.
You're watching people of all kinds. Some are clearly celebrities with people like pointing out to them. Others are just like groups of random sports fans all wearing jerseys being like, gobble, 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 and just like chanting random like things as they head through the streets. It is overwhelming, but you focus up and head on your way. Not too long after your arrival, you find yourself before apartment 101, conveniently located very close to the Wyrm station, across from one of the most beautiful arenas here in this district.
Close to Wyrm. I'm making little notes on the sheet.
You approach the front door, which is on the ground level of this apartment. There is no stoop for this building. Give it a knock, and a few moments later, the door opens, and an elvish woman with soft white skin and rosy cheeks, thick blonde hair with small braids woven into it, fine green and gold outfit, stands before you, smiling. Hello, Jassifer, right?
Right. Hi, nice to meet you. This is my Goo.
Quaint. I'm Landlora. Sindaris let me know you're coming.
Landlorda?
Landlorda. That's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Landlorda.
Landlora.
Okay.
Landlora.
She must be the landlord.
I'm not. I'm the agent for this property.
So landlord is your real name, not a nickname.
Sindaris let me know you were coming, but she never said you were this difficult.
I'm not difficult. I'm a perfect tenant.
You find this beautiful, fully furnished living room, yellow beige stone walls that sort of have an Iberian style, an ornate, colorful rug on the floor, some comfortable mid-century furniture, a full kitchen with a stone island, colorful artwork on the walls, which upon further inspection you realize are these sort of posters for gladiators or teams who must compete in the many arenas that make up this district. A set of stairs directly ahead of you when you enter leads to a bedroom, a second floor, which you peer up towards and see. It is a bed larger than you've ever slept in, and it actually has some open shelving and a tiny Juliet balcony looking out onto the bustling street. Landlora sort of meanders around you, commenting on the features. Refurbished, pre-war, fully furnished, 5 minutes from the Wyrm station. Honestly, you're not going to get a better deal.
What's the deal? How much is it?
This apartment is going for 19 gold a month.
I step out onto the balconette.
What's going through Jass's mind right now?
This is nice, but I don't know if this is a bit of me, you know?
She walks up next to you, looking out on this Juliet balcony. Yes, I do know.
Actually, I really like it, and I'm gonna go look in the cabinets for rocks.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening.
If you enjoyed the show, please follow us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Thank you especially to our Eldritch patrons. If you would like to become an Eldritch patron, go to patreon.com/trynottodiepod. At the $5 tier, you get access to the afterlife. That's right, you get access to heaven or hell, it's up to you, via the exclusive talkback show where we discuss what happened during this arc.
You also get access to a bunch of other bonus content like recipes from the show, polls, and other random stuff we're cooking up.
But if you really want access to a bunch of other full-length episodes, sign up for the $10 tier for the content search where we play out usually canon one-shots, test out new systems, review nerdy media, and really do anything we can to entertain you, our Eldritch patrons.
And of course, a huge thank you to Lore Party, the network that supports us. Lore Party Media is dedicated to celebrating the power of stories that shape who we are. If you enjoy our show, please check out their other shows, which you can see on loreparty.com, or you can just search Lore Party in your favorite podcast streaming platform.
And you can check me out on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, all under the username Noah the Infuriator. No spaces, just Noah the Infuriator.
While you're at it, hit up my socials too, Lease vs. Life, that's Lease vs. Life. Follow me on TikTok, and then while you're at that, follow Try Not to Die Pod on TikTok too, where we post clips of the show.
Thank you again for listening, and until next time, try not to die.
All hail our Eldritch patrons!
Especially Andrew, Anita, Ashley, Becca B, Bugroots, Colleen, Colin, Ian, Alana, Emily, Grace, Hope, Jacob, James, Jeff, Joey, Karen, Kate, Katie, Leo, May, Morgan, Paige, Patrick, Sahara, Timmy, and of course, our producer Patty, Patrick Bronstetter, and producer Daddies, Drew Bailey, Sam Golden, Becca Mount, and Rose Evelyn Campbell. We thank you for these podcasting powers and promise to raise hell in your names. Till next time, try not